On this episode of Bumpy Road, I'm going to be doing a clone beer. It comes from the writings of Sam Callione, the owner of Dogfish Head. So this is a book that was written a while back. One drunken night I was looking through and decided I was going to try to brew the Midas Touch, since they have their own recipe in here for an home brewer. This recipe is set up for an all extract brew, so it's very simple though. It was all light malt extract, so I'm going to use raw 2-row pale malt. That's all the grist. A couple pounds of honey will go into the boil. I got 2 pounds of clover honey, and yeah, we'll see how this one turns out following the recipe that they have. Other things will be going in as well throughout, but I'm going to do this mostly once again as a boil only. My next thing I have to do is to weigh out my grains. So we'll be using this great scale here. It's Food Network. This will weigh up to 11 pounds at one time. So yeah, just get that all weighed out, and I will mill the grain. Got the water or the hot liquor going right now on the stove, and get all my water treatments and everything set. But it's all stuff that you guys won't have to sit through and watch. So yeah, just enjoy the better processes of the brew day. I also forgot to mention, so this should be a target ABV of 9%. That'd be the final ABV. The IBU's right around 12. So it does have Simcoe hops. That's only one hop in this, and it's not very high in the IBUs. This is considered, I guess, an ancient ale. They call it a golden elixir. So yeah, it'll be a fun brew day anyways. Various little differences from a regular brew. Nothing really drastically different. I'm not going to be boiling in some weird way or anything like that, but yes, just stay tuned. Alright, so I know I said I was going to do mostly the boil here, but just want to show you that's my wort sample. I had let it sit in there for maybe about 7-10 minutes, letting it cool down a little bit and stirring it up to the temperature. And I was shooting for a 5.4 pH, and this is just with the brewing salts, 5.31 pH. So no more adjustments needed for the mash. We'll check this again once we get it into the boil kettle. So, but looking good so far. All right, so this is the pH reading for the whole volume of the kettle. So right within spec there as well, 5.47 pH. It's hovering right around that 4.47, 0.46. So we are good. Won't have to do anything else with the wort in the kettle. I did end up having way too much though. It came up to 8 gallons. So I'm going to boil off because my starting gravity, my pre-boil gravity is a bit low, but I am a bit high on volume. So I'm going to boil this down to where I should be starting, grab another gravity reading, and we'll go from there. If I need to make some type of adjustment, I will. And actually, I don't even know if that includes the honey or not. we'll see. Anyways, I'm going to get this down to the level it should be at, and then, yeah, I'll check it. If it's still low, I mean, once I add the honey, that's going to add a few points. So. Okay, so I got it down to the starting level it should have been at for the gallons. Boiled it down enough. I just poured some into my test tube there. Take a sample once it cools down a bit because it came out boiling. So I'll let that cool and then do another check on that. Whatever it is, it is. I'm about to add the 2 pounds of honey into this, and I'm going to bring it back up to that boil. I calmed it down a little bit. Alright, well that's good enough for me. It's pretty much all the honey. Yeah, so I'm going to bring this back up to the boil. Well, it smells like a big old honey in toast, basically. Like, yeah, honey on some toast is what it smells like right now. It's nice. The 2-row pale malt there from Raw seems to have a nice bready aroma to it when I was mashing. So let's go ahead and bring this temp back up. Alright, so the only hop addition is going to be 0.35 ounces of Simcoe at 12.9% alpha. So I'm just going to measure that out right now. It's coming right up in about 10 minutes, so just get this ready to go. Alright, and the rest I will put away and hopefully use in another brew at some point. Throw these back in the freezer. So, all right. So a couple minutes away from the one and only hop drop in this. Drinking the Kool-Aid, man. Drinking the Kool-Aid. Just kidding. It's that beer. You guys watched my video on this, the tasting. Yeah, you'll know all about it. So, it's up. Go watch it if you haven't. It's interesting. Haven't been able to test the pre-boil gravity again yet because it's still way too hot. I'm not going to throw my glass hydrometer in there and have it break. So still letting that cool down naturally. This is what the brew is looking like. It's a nice golden honey color. And let me tell you, putting that honey in, and the aromas that came off that, I might have to try to brew with honey again. That's something else. Make my own creation with it. But yeah, smells pretty good. 2-minute countdown right now till I put the Simcoe hops in. Nice day. I think I heard some thunder in the distance, but little breeze, kind of cool outside. If a storm rolls in, that should help with chilling the wort, at least, if it cools down even quicker. Yeah, so far so good. There's not much going on within this brew. I did forget to mention it's a 75-minute boil. So honey went in at the beginning of boil with 2 pounds of honey. At 60 minutes is when the Simcoe hops will go in, and I'm not sure. I have to look in the book for when I have to add the saffron. I think that's at like the last 5 minutes of boil, but I'll also be adding a Warflock tablet to help clear this out because it's supposed to be a nice, brilliantly clear golden type beer, I guess. So yeah, so come right up on that hop drop. I'm gonna go grab them right now. Cheers. Thank you guys while you're watching this, and hopefully you can continue on till the end of the video. See how things turn out, and I will be doing a comparison when this is ready between the Midas Touch and the Bumpy Touch. All right, that definitely added some nice aromas there. Very citrusy, and maybe a little bit of a pininess would probably find its way in there. But right now it's just very citrus forward. Smells pretty fresh. Nice batch of Simcoe. Okay, so I poured myself my Demon Child Red IPA in the pint there. So I looked up the use of the honey. 1 pound of honey in a 5-gallon batch will produce about 0.007 gravity points. So I used 2 pounds, and at that, if I add it to what my gravity reading was, my pre-boil gravity reading, it would put it about 0.06 gravity points over what I was shooting for. If the Beersmith app's not adding that into the original gravity, then I'm 0.12 gravity points short of what I was shooting for. So there's nothing more I can do right now except just to wait to see what the final original, I should say the original gravity reading is, and just see if I hit it or not. And then I don't really know what's going to happen with the fermentation as well, because I will be adding white grape must to the fermentation, so that will probably give it, it will give it some extra sugars to eat through, so that's going to boost it all up as well. Yeah, it's a waiting game. A waiting game. Demon Child's coming off nice. I will do a tasting video on this coming up. I'm gonna pair it to just to basically get a base, like for a red IPA, if I'm close, or if this is more just a hoppy amber. But I'm gonna do it with the Sierra Nevada Flipside red IPA. So it's got some nice aromas coming off. Anyways, the hops are coming off nice in this. Do smell a little bit of a maltiness, but there is like kind of like a floral, citrusy note in the nose. So it's getting better. Anyway, it's a pretty tasty brew. No matter what it kind of comes out to as a style, I guess. But it's definitely something I'm happy with at the moment. So yes. So Kobe's enjoying this brew day as well. Just laying back on the fence here, enjoying the sun, the remaining days of summer. He loves the smell of the air. Yeah, so I got like 5 minutes. I'm going to toss in a Warflock tablet. I've got my wort chiller already in the boil, sanitizing. So, yeah, I'm just getting ready to get this thing over with. So, last thing to do is a saffron. I was just looking at it. It calls for 10 threads. I might do a little bit more. I'll pour a little bit more in my hand there, throw that in. Maybe I'll double it up. Make it a real bumpy touch. All right, so I got the saffron threads here. Come in a little pouch. I'm just gonna pour some out in my hand. So I'm gonna do a whoa, not that much more. Yeah, that looks good. I don't know how many threads that is. That's probably like 30. Maybe I'll take some of those out. It's time to yeah, we'll do that amount. Stuff's pretty potent in the aromas, but it's time to end the boil and drop these in. All right, well, I'll fucking be. The estimated original gravity, at least on my Beersmith app, in the book it was different, but I'm going off based off of my efficiency level and everything. So my estimated gravity was a 1076 for the original gravity. That's after the whole brew. And hit it spot on, 1076. So, and for those that at least know about brewing, I mean, you can kind of see there, this thing is up there, it's over 1070, it's at 1074, but this is a reading of like 84 degrees Fahrenheit, so the calculator, it brings that up, that extra 0.02 gravity points to the 1076. So, alright, it's working. Okay, so I'm all aerated now. This is the yeast I'm going to be using. It's from Imperial Yeast, and it is Joystick. 200 billion yeast cells. This is from July of 2019, so it's about 2 months. 2 months packaged at this time. Should be really good. And just gonna go ahead and pitch this in. I did sanitize the packet, as long as my hands as well as my hands as well, I should say. Just gonna go ahead and pitch this in, and once it gets going, about 3 days into fermentation, I will be adding the white grape concentrate to the fermenter, and then just let it go for like another 14 days and keg this one. Okay, so now it is time to put the white grape concentrate into this one over here, which is the Bumpy Touch. So I think that's as far down as I can get this, but got the blow off tube in for this one. Right over here is the Ghost Smoked Teleporter, which is also fermenting. So this is still under fermentation, so the CO2 gases are still going to help force stuff out. Go ahead and pull this out. I'm going to end up sanitizing this again. Alright, hopefully this will fit in here. So sanitized funnel, sanitized bag of grape stuff, and now I just gotta figure out how to get this off. Okay. Put all that back in. Just gonna give this a little rock. Just get it going again. All right, that should start getting more active since I just had all that extra sugar added to it. So it's going to go for another 14 days before I keg over. I'm actually going to be kegging both of these at the same time. So cheers. Thanks for watching.